Hey guys, how you doing? Mike Wagner here from thestoragerebellion.com. Just wanted to take a quick minute and give you some insight that I have on a super powerful tool that's coming, I guess, into its own here in the storage industry, and it's called Radius by a company, Union Real Time. It is a very powerful self-storage industry data tool. You can see I've got it pulled up here, and just very quickly, what I'll do as an example for you guys is type in an address of an old facility of mine, one I actually sold just a couple weeks ago, and then we're going to pull it up and see what happens. You can see up here where my cursor is, I can set the radius for 3, 5, or 10 miles. Some feedback for radius for me would be I'd love to see 1 mile be there, but they make it easy enough where I can just scroll that down and get to a see, just a pretty good guess. I got to 1.04 miles, and then I can see the population, or maybe that's meters. Who knows? I am new to this and just getting into it, but I'm having fun playing with it. So here's the deal. This is the property, the subject property that I had, and hopefully my big face isn't in the way. Probably is, so I'm going to move it over here. This is the old name of our property, and it says net square feet of 23,000. So that brings me to one word of caution, and it's not to undermine the value of this tool. I think it's very, very valuable, and it'll only grow in value as time goes on. But this facility for the last 2.5 years has been 30,000 square feet of storage. So there's not 100% accuracy. I looked at the other facilities in the market, and those ones all seem to be accurate. So for whatever reason, there is some discrepancy there. You can see on some of the properties, they give you even more information. Here's one I clicked, and it starts to give you pricing just as a snapshot when I select on it. And then along the left-hand side, this is all sorts of additional data that Union Real-Time and Radius provide you with. For example, I'll click pricing here, and we can watch. And I did look at these, and because I used to own this facility, I know what the pricing was and is. And so this is all dead on accurate, which I was very impressed by. And they've got the pricing for several storage facilities. This one's owned by a friend of mine, and I know his pricing is accurate as well. So it's quite cool. It's especially for folks that are new in storage, just to poke around and get a feel for the kind of metrics that those of us who are in the industry find valuable, right? Where do we look to find out more about a property? Radius has a bunch of that information in here. And so I would certainly recommend that you poke around. You get, I think, like 5 hours of free just to play around, which is more than enough time to learn the ins and outs. They got a bunch of YouTube videos to give you descriptions or explanations on how to do various things. And again, I'm a rookie at this. I've always done my analysis manually. This is something that's been introduced to me over the last month or so, and I got to say I like it. Overall, the word of caution that I would give you is, one, you want to double check accuracy. It's just like they used to teach you in school. You can use a calculator to do the math, but if you don't know how to do it manually, you're vulnerable to that calculator screwing you over. And that could happen here. It's especially true, for example, I'm looking at a property down in Virginia right now, and I punch that in, and I know that there are several competitors in the area, plus the subject property. But unfortunately, Radius, it's a very rural area, and Radius doesn't find the subject property or any of the competitors. So I think if I had to kind of put a general trend under it, the more populated area you're in, or the more valuable this tool is going to be for you. The more you get into rural areas, which is generally where I like to do my investing for personal as well as investment reasons, it tends to lose some of its value. I'll still use it on a regular basis moving forward, I'm fairly sure, just to as an added step to verify the information I'm looking at, to see if, when I do my manual analysis of a market and I'm looking at how many competitors there are, I can get that information. And then even in a rural area, I'll pop the address into into radius here and make sure that no other ones pop up, because that's certainly, I'm human and I could miss something. And so it's just one more verification. You really can't go wrong with that, especially with the 5 free hours plus the pricing of whatever it is. It's like $20 for an hour of poking around. So the other thing I wanted to show to you is reports right here. So here are some additional reports that aren't going to pull up for this specific area, but if I, let's see, move my ugly face over here again, and let's check. And I don't know if this will pop up or not, but I'm making it up as I go, so bear with me. And now that I'm recording, things are going to move a little slower. Doesn't want to cooperate for me anymore. But anyways, the report section here, there they go. I knew they would pop up eventually. These are additional reports that you can download, and of course there's a cost to those, and I don't know the details. Clearly this one being more expensive, I'm going to guess is much more comprehensive and probably not necessary unless you're looking at projects in markets where all of the data is pretty dang accurate. I think just poking through, here's another page. This brought up a summary of the entire region or area, the CBSA for Syracuse, and it's showing us the number of facilities in this area, the square footage per facility, square footage per capita. Now, bear in mind, you might see a square footage per capita like this, which is a phenomenal number, 3.4. That would say to me, heck, this is an underserved area. We got to go invest. And that is very true for components of this area. But this is a very large area. People up here have no interest in storage down here, and vice versa. So what you would clearly want to do is use this as a, hey, this region has some potential. Let's take a closer look at a specific area, and if the square footage per capita remains low, generally speaking below 7 square foot per person, that would be a reason to me to look hard at that market. It's also showing the development pipeline with 2 facilities that are currently under development, our demographics for population, median household income, all those sorts of things. Some occupancy trends, pricing trends, which is price per square foot per month, and then employment trends for the region. So these are all valuable information that you can use either to confirm or deny your findings from a more manual assessment of the market, as well as to use it as kind of third-party verification as you're presenting, whether to lenders or investors. Having a tool this powerful, assuming the data is accurate for the market you're working in, would be incredibly valuable. So again, the take-home story is Union Real-Time, the tool Radius, absolutely worth playing around with for the 5 hours they give you for free. It'll let you get smart with no risk, and then if you decide that it's a valuable tool for the markets you're operating in, you can certainly move on from there and buy credits. I think the $20 it would take you to analyze a facility or two is well worth the investment. Again, my only caution to this is I would not take this as the holy grail and accept everything it gives you 100% at face value. I would look at it and use it as kind of a check and balance against the analysis that you're doing as well. As great a technology as this is, it can't replace the human element, and so I think you need to do both. This isn't it's a verification, not a shortcut, I guess is what I'm telling you. So that's all I got for you today. I'm gonna play around with this for another half an hour today, and then more in the future as I look at additional properties. But I'm going to leave you with that. Hopefully you guys found it valuable. I would definitely go check out the Union Real-Time Radius tool if you have any interest in storage. And if you have comments or questions, feel free to post them below, and I will do what I can to get back at you. All right, guys, have a great one.